Sticking with the holiday shopping story, snow on the East Coast kept some shoppers at home this weekend, making the next few days critical for U.S. retailers. Now, for more on what this last-minute sales shopping will mean for retailers, I'm joined on the phone this morning by Marshall Cohen of the market research firm NPD Group. Marshall, thanks for your time, as always. The first question I have for you is, after that big snowstorm here on the East Coast over the weekend, what does it mean? Does it turn up the heat on retailers to get the sales picture improved?
Well, it definitely changes the dynamic for the retailers. You know, the second worst possible thing to happen for them was to have a snowstorm on Super Saturday. And, well, you know, after last year's problem with the worst thing that could happen, which is the recession, a consumer recession, they got the next tsunami, which would be, you know, unhealthy weather for them. But they will be able to make it up. There are 5 days, you know, from when they had that big snowstorm, right, and the consumer's creative enough to find ways to still go out and finish that list. You can't still show up without a gift.
One of the differences between this year and last year is that retailers, or I should say consumers, were holding off on some of their purchases. That you saw massive discounts around Thanksgiving last year. People did all their buying right around that time. This year, they've been waiting a little bit longer. What happens now, especially after that weekend weather? Do you see dramatic discounts by the retailers to ensure that they get the sales that they want?
Well, the answer is definitely yes. Retailers will pull out all the stops this week to make up for it. Remember, even, you know, with 27% of the business coming from the East Coast that got slammed by the storm, retailers now have excess inventory on a lot of those weekend promotions that they were planning to use. So they'll move those over into this week. So look for a lot of those promotions to get sold Monday through Wednesday. It'll take that many days for them to make up for the business that they didn't get just from Saturday alone. And they will get aggressive. They continue to monitor their business based on inventory levels, and that will determine the discount level. So look for the discounts to raise a little bit for this week. Right. And, you know, the retailers will give you what you can get to try to drive traffic into the store.
But from a bottom line perspective, does that mean that the earnings for these companies might take a bit of a hit because they have to discount more than they might have planned to do?
Well, in most cases, we're still going to be in a planned environment, meaning the retailers were really expecting to be very promotional this last week going into the holiday anyway. So the snowstorm, while it, you know, could put a little bit of a damper on their plan, and it just kind of delayed the big specials that they were going to offer for a few days, don't look for it to really change. Retailers are doing better right now than clearly they were last year, because they're running their business to make a profit, and that's really going to be the measure of success. It's not going to be about who sold the most. It's going to be about who managed to make a profit this year.
Okay, Marshall Cohen with the latest on the retail sector. We appreciate it. Marshall Cohen of NPD Group.